So, the 2024 WWE Draft has officially concluded. And I was, kinda right. So, as mentioned in my most recent and previous video, I had my draft predictions as to where I think who would land, what trades or transactions would happen, things of that nature. And, I felt very confident, pretty confident within my choices. And now that we've got the results, I feel that... So I scored a 4 out of 10. Technically, it should be a 4 out of 9. I'm going to have my choices listed right here in case you didn't see the previous video. But basically, Katana and Kaden, they didn't get drafted. So technically speaking, there's still a little bit of room in the gate for me to, get 50-50. But for now, 4 out of 9, but they're probably going to stay on Raw. Now, there were a lot of notable moments in the draft. I'm not going to do the full recap of Raw and SmackDown. I'm going to save that for Greatness of Wrestling. I'm going to save that for WrestleMania. I'll let them do that. But some of the notable things I noticed, just to do a recap of the draft itself. The Way is now on SmackDown. DIY, Chelsea Green, Indy Hartwell. And, well, I don't know about Dexter, but it's more so, what's the catalyst for that? You know what I mean? DIY, they were doing good on Raw. Their placement on Raw, in my opinion, was very good. And then on top of that, Chelsea and Indy, this rivalry or what's going on, is going to be very limited in terms of screen time. So the development of that won't even really have its proper build-up because SmackDown is not as long as Raw. It's too congested. It's too congested in my opinion. And then with the female screen time, now you got, on top of that, Chelsea Green moving over to SmackDown. Another bad move. The presentation that Samantha brings to the table, Samantha Irving, that she brings to the table when it comes to Chelsea's entrance and just announcing her name and title with that, with the sassies. I'm not going to do it myself because that's not me, but you know what it is.
Music first from Victoria, BC, Chelsea Green.
It's top tier. It's one of the best introductions. If maybe you can make an argument that it is the best introduction in WWE or wrestling in general right now. But to move Chelsea over to SmackDown, where of course screen time is going to be limited, and on top of that, she's not going to get that. It's not that same aura. You know how it was when Jeff Hardy, he came back and then he was using the Hardy Boys theme from the 2000s, the early 2000s, but they didn't give clearance for him to use the No More Words theme. That's kind of like what we're experiencing here. Now, I will give them props. I do like the way that Carmelo and Ilya were drafted to their respective brands. Carmelo, SmackDown guy, off rip. Ilya, hey, he just got that Raw energy, bro. That impact, that go-getter mentality. Hey, what can I say? So, with that being said, that was a great choice. I do like that. And then the good now this is great. The good separation when it comes to the LWO and Legado del Fantasma. Oh, finally. Perfect. Now, the only thing I would have did different is put Legado del Fantasma on Raw and keep the LWO on SmackDown. That would have been my personal preference. Rey Mysterio to me is a SmackDown guy. Carlito is a SmackDown guy, in my opinion. And when it comes to Raw, Legado del Fantasma, it's a lot of more mixing up that they could do. So overall, if I was to give the draft a rating, I'll give it a cool 7 out of 10. And another thing I should mention, Nia Jax to SmackDown. Why would you do that? I understand it, but I don't think that this is the perfect, Jade and Nia are gonna cross paths eventually, but this is likely gonna lead to them, crossing paths maybe at SummerSlam, which I don't agree with at all. So I feel like it's quite early for that. And then in my opinion, I wanted Nia to win the world title. I didn't want it to be Becky Lynch. I understand it now. The backlash when it came to Becky Hogan, completely understood. But now I can understand it. But Nia Jax, she's improved drastically. When it comes to her presentation, when it comes to her mic work, her in-ring work is a ton more improved compared to what it was back in 2020 and etc. She put in work. And to me, I feel like she should have won and then have Liv take the title off for her. Because Becky just losing to Rhea Ripley, it's just you lost, but here's the title. I don't really agree with that. So that's the video. The draft was cool. Give it a nice 7 out of 10. It was alright. I feel like there could have been a little bit more tweaks, but all right, give or take, it was a solid draft. Now, the rosters are not going to be finalized till May 6th, roughly, so there's still a lot of time for things to be, let's say, maneuvered, when it comes to drafts being announced on the bump and things of that nature. So just got to wait to see what unfolds in that nature. But here's something that I really want to do, right? So I'm not going to say the video concept, I don't like to spoil the surprises ahead of time. But when it comes down to it, firstly, look at I kind of got like a DX attire, you know what I'm saying? I know it's military, but hey, yeah, I'm not trying to like be on my DIY shit, but you know what I'm saying? However, if the WWE, whenever they do announce the Speed title, because we obviously leaks showed that Ricochet won the belt. I will make a nice video to coincide with the commencement of the new title. So maybe in like another week or two, it'll be announced. I'm waiting on that, but yeah, on that note, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate support. I know I put like a community post up, just saying that I appreciate y'all, but legitimately, we just jumped up we was at 138 subs, I believe, and now we at 161. I mean, give or take. I mean, I'm trying to improve the content, you know what I'm saying? Be more active, and things of that nature. So I truly do appreciate it from everyone. I'm gonna mix it up, so we're gonna really keep it centered around wrestling. I'll be honest with you, I love wrestling, y'all should know this, but I'm gonna switch it up with a couple more ideas, expand the creativity, and definitely incorporate more basketball related videos. Basketball is another passion of mine, so basketball, wrestling is hand in hand, but we're gonna mix a lot more things, and maybe I'll make a second channel. Probably not, but let me know in the comments if you think that would be like a good, necessity. Let me know. So, video's going on long enough, but I appreciate you. I thank you. And I'll catch you later. Peace out. Baby girl awesome, it ain't capping the slightest. She take octaves to be like I'm Midas. When we walk in the room, we the brightest. Different topics, but I'm steady vibing. In the mud, but I better stay striving. With the family, I'll always be thriving. Creepy steps, but I cannot quit climbing. Know your circle.